Everybody, Stelling Hunter here. Now, I thought I'd make a video on this because when I look on YouTube, I cannot find a single fucking video on how to do the power steering belt on your D40 Navara. This is a 2014 model, 140 kilowatts main built. It's YD25, so it's an easy step, but it's a pain in the ass at the same time, just like everything with a motor. So you got to take your cover off. So you got to take your rocker cover off. Sorry, just your motor cover. She's a bit dusty at the moment, got to clean her out. So this is your power steering belt here. The YD25s have two belts. You got your power steering and then you got your main drive belt. Your main drive belt, which powers all your other auxiliaries, is self-tensioning. It's got an auto tensioner that is a piece of crap. Pretty much have to replace one every time you change a belt, which is stupid because of like a couple $100. But the power steering is pretty easy. So if you see, that's your adjuster pulley there. So to undo the belt, you need to first undo that bolt that I'm pointing at right there. So you got to loosen that up. It doesn't need to be undone, it just needs to be loosened, and that just relieves tension on your pulley, so then that way you can use your adjuster with full effect. And then you go left to loosen and right to tighten, obviously, and that brings the pulley in and out, creating the tension on your belt. So this belt's a bit old. I think she's the original belt with a car. This car's done just over 100,000 now. It's pretty straightforward, so you don't need to take anything else out, but I advise you take the battery out. And then for putting the belt on, the best thing to do is actually take your bash plate off. I've got an aftermarket bash plate on my car, and if you look in under here, you can get to everything a lot easier, which makes putting the belt back on easier than having to reach over and do it the hard way, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bash plate off so now I can get in underneath. This is where I wish I had a bloody lift. Look at that. Previous owner fucked the front end of that. This is one thing I hate about Navaras, is how low they are. Look how low that is. Anyway, so I'm going to go do that, and while I'm doing that, I'll keep recording it so then that way I can post this up so people can learn. And you can see the adjuster pulley just there. That's it there. And then that's your power steering there, and then it comes off your main crank pulley, which is in there, a little bit hard to fucking see, but yeah, should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so she's loosened up now, so you pretty much do the adjuster bolt until she slides down, but don't go too crazy. You want it to be about that loose, and then that way you can just take the belt off. Remember how it goes on, so it loops around the main crank, which is up in here. It's hard to see, I can't get it in there. And then it goes around your power steering and then up the top pulley. So you want to do it in that same order, going back on for the new belt. Code is one of these. If is correct, I still haven't figured out whether this is the right one or not, but I will let you know if it is. Alright, so got the new belt on. It's hard to focus. Will you focus? No, it won't focus. Focus the lights on it. Alright, so it's all seated pretty good on there. I found the easiest thing to do was I had it upside down, and then I fanned it out and put it over the main crank pulley and the power steering pulley, and then on top of the idler pulley, so it kind of like top to the bottom. And I found that actually was the best way of doing it, and it pretty much self-centered itself without any issues. So now I've just got to tighten her up, then I go for a drive, run for a couple of minutes, and then re-tension it again to make sure she's all hunky-dory. And that's essentially how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, I hope this video helps other people that own D40s, or even the Pathfinders, because they use the same motor, the YD25. Cool. Alright, and I'll show you how she goes. Okay, so she started her up. She's a bit quieter than normal. The belt's running pretty good. Sorry about the noise, a bit loud. Deflection's pretty good, I reckon. I reckon I'll go for a drive, and then I reckon I'll just do a little finer adjustment of a tighten for like probably not even half a quarter turn, I reckon. and then I reckon she'll be right. So yeah, we'll just put all the tools in the car and go for a drive and see how she is, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright, so I have gone for a drive. She is a lot quieter than what she was. The air conditioning still makes a bit of noise, but other than that, it's not too big of a deal. Can live with that. So after just going for a drive, I just nipped her up just a bit to add a little bit more tension, just because through that drive she would have stretched just a little fraction of a micron, and by tensioning that up, that also tightens up with the pulley, so then that way it sort of sits nice and tight and hunky-dory. So she is running well. So when you go for a drive, go for like a 5-10 minute drive, full lock right and left multiple times, make sure that the power steering pump is working excellently, and now she's all done. Obviously had to reset everything, unfortunately, which is annoying about this car. When you unplug the battery, you have to reset everything. So just gotta put the cover back on and she's all good to go, and that's how you do your power steering belt. I hope that helps. Yeah, see you later.